This is the Red Sox Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Boston Red Sox, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, yet again, what we have here is a failure to sweep. The Red Sox down 6-0 before they had their first base runner or their first hit of the game. First base runner, first hit of the game, didn't come until the 7th inning. Jays take the finale 6-1 against the Red Sox, avoid being swept, and for the 9th time this season, there's a number of the night right off the top. 9th time this season, Red Sox had an opportunity for a series sweep, and once again, we have a failure here to complete that series sweep. With that, we welcome you into our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast. I'm Steve Lennox, longtime play-by-play announcer and storyteller. We are providing reaction to every Red Sox game on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel. We are also available with our Locked On Red Sox postcast on the Locked On Red Sox podcast feed, which is free and available wherever you get your podcasts. We do want to hear from you even after a 6-1 disappointing loss in Toronto. We want to hear from you, our first-timers, our everydayers, yes, our Royal Rooters, with us on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel. Hit that comment button and give us your thoughts on Brayan Bello, the Red Sox going down in order for the first 6 innings against a Blue Jays team that threw out the kitchen sink. Bullpen game. First couple of guys were dynamite. You can also continue the Red Sox and baseball conversation with me on the X at Lennox on Baseball. Yet again, you win the series. You go 4-2 on the road trip, the final road trip of the regular season. But yet again, if you're the Red Sox, you don't feel great. You wanted to feel great. You feel good. I think you can feel good about a 4-2 trip, but you didn't complete the series sweep in Tampa, and you didn't complete the series sweep in Toronto. And by the way, let's talk about postseason baseball for the Red Sox.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Red Sox magic number to clinch a playoff berth for the first time since 2021 was 1 at the start of Thursday. It's 1 at the end of Thursday. Astros victorious in West Sacramento, California over the Athletics on Thursday afternoon. Red Sox needed an Astros loss or a win against the Blue Jays. Got neither. Okay, so you need a victory over the weekend. Just one. That's all you need. Tigers coming to town ended an 8-game losing streak on Thursday with a victory against the Guardians. Needed that. Guardians had the tiebreaker in the AL Central against the Detroit Tigers. You could possibly face Tarek Skubal on Sunday. I'm not worried about Sunday. Get a win Friday. End it. And glass half full, simply, you can clinch a playoff berth. First time since 2021, by the way, if I haven't mentioned it already, and I did. You can clinch it at home Friday night. Kyle Harrison on the mound, Connolly early, and then possibly Lucas Giolito or a bullpen game, depending on how the weekend shapes up and how things play out. Brayan Bello, 5 scoreless. Brayan Bello left with the bases full and nobody out in the 6th inning. That didn't go well for the Red Sox. Justin Wilson facing left-handed batter, Mr. Daulton Varsho. Varsho down in the count 0-2. Boom, grand slam 4-0. And then Springer adds a 2-run home run in the 6th inning as well. And then in the top of the 7th inning, down 6-0, Jarren Duran a double scores on an RBI knock by Trevor Story. Red Sox end up with 4 total base hits in this game. 4. Against how many pitchers? Let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But I tell you all that to tell you this. 6-1 final. Again, 6 in the 6th inning for the Blue Jays. They finally erupt a little bit. They had 6 runs. The big blow, the grand slam by Varsho. 5th grand slam allowed, number of the night, by a Red Sox pitcher. 6 runs, 7 base hits. Tell you all that, and also tell you that Jeff Hoffman, he's prone to give it up. Gave up a hit, a single, and also hit Duran in the 9th inning. He's prone to give it up in a closer role. This team's not functioning 100% right now. They do take the finale. They stay tied with the Yankees for first in the AL East with 3 games to go. Blue Jays will host the Tampa Bay Rays this weekend. But it very well could be, and the Blue Jays do hold the tiebreaker over the Yankees. It could very well be, depending on how things play out this weekend, where the Red Sox are back in Toronto Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week for the best 2 out of 3 wild card round. I'd almost rather go to Toronto right now than to New York. The Yankees don't scare me in a 3-game series. They could easily win a 3-game series. You could easily see Fried and Crochet game 1 in the Bronx next Tuesday. But right now, the Blue Jays, if they're playing for something on Sunday, they're going with Gausman. You may not see Kevin Gausman, who you roughed up in the series opener. They're pitching. It's not in shambles, but it's certainly up in the air right now. Jose Barrios, you saw him in a relief role on Wednesday night. He's on the IL. Chris Bassett's not going to be available for you, I don't believe, in the first-round series. So we're looking ahead. I don't like doing that often. Tigers, I'm glad they snapped their losing streak, but they can continue in a funk. Mize versus Kyle Harrison in the series opener on Friday. They take the finale against the Guardians. They could still win the division. They could still end up on the outside looking in. So they're playing for a lot this weekend as well, but they've really struggled here in the last handful of weeks. We're not talking the last week. We're talking the last 15, 21, 24 days for the Detroit Tigers. So it's interesting. The Red Sox, again, game up on Detroit for that number 2 wild card spot. 2 games up right now. I believe I have that right. Let's just double check. Yeah, you're 2 games up on Houston. You just need one. A loss. Houston's not going to run the table in Anaheim against the Angels. I don't think the Tigers are coming to Boston and running the table against the Red Sox. But remember, Detroit right now up 3-0 in the season series against the Red Sox, sweeping all 3 in Detroit earlier in the season, and they did it in convincing fashion. That team back then that was the Tigers, not the same team here late September. Jarren Duran had a double on his last at-bat. That broke an 0 for 12 at the plate for Jarren Duran. Did not have a good series. Did not. Alex Bregman, I need to see some pop in the bat. 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. Where's the extra bases? I mean, it's hard to say, okay, Bregman, come on, knock in some runs. 18 up, 18 down, and down 6-0 as I opened with before you had your first base runner, before you had your first base hit. And then after Story with the RBI knock, Bregman hits into a double play. Red Sox hit into 2 double plays on the night, I believe. Yeah, 2. Eaton also hit one in a pinch hit roll. But let's talk about Trevor Story here for just a moment. Now, 96 RBIs on the season. Don't know if he gets to the century mark. That's a nice number. 100 RBIs. Could end up with 96, 97, 98, or 99. But again, no sweep. Not enough from Brayan Bello. The error by Story in that 6th inning to have Vladimir Guerrero Jr. reach. First Nesson reference, Lou Merloni. Well, he's got to work through that. He does have to work through that. More often than not, not saying it's 9.5 times out of 10, but when there's a little adversity, Bello doesn't work around it. And in that inning, in that 6th inning, Varsho, again, doesn't hit the grand slam. 3 runs, 2 earned against Bello, but kind of cruising along. And then all of a sudden, done in the 6th inning, doesn't record a single out. In that 6th inning, the error. Barger a walk, Santander hit by a pitch, bases loaded. Wilson in, boom, grand slam. Couldn't turn the TV off because they had a perfect game for the bullpen intact. So we sort of look ahead here, 6-1, the final, and now there's 3 left. Comes down to 3, and your magic number is 1. You have it in your control. It'd be great to see the Red Sox get it out of the way Friday night with Harrison on the mound. Again, I'm looking forward to seeing him pitch. I'm right now more with anticipation and excitement for Harrison and Early to pitch than I am Giolito and Bello. They got to get on track. Together, it was like, and Lou Merloni mentioned it. Bello is Crochet, Bello. You're looking at 1 and 2 legit. Now it's like box of chocolates. What are you going to get out of Giolito? You're going to get a ton of walks. You're going to get them through 4 2/3 innings in a playoff game in the round. Remember, the leash becomes a lot shorter in the playoffs. I think the Red Sox bullpen is built for it. I do. Because Alex Cora can mix and match with the best of them. And if you have to go to that bullpen early and you got to manipulate and you got to coax a guy through, I think he's tremendous at that. More numbers that, man, I'm just disappointed in this one. Again, 9th time this year, happened in Tampa Bay against the Rays on Sunday as they win the finale. And you go 18 up and 18 down. This one's a little disappointing. We hear from you, Royal Rooters, and more numbers tonight. We continue Locked On Red Sox Postcast. And we are presented by Rougiet. Give me a moment. Let me tell you all about Rougiet. Well, Rougiet, simple enough. Hey, guys in the audience, we've heard the commercials, right? We've heard of Viagra. We've heard of Cialis. Maybe you've even tried them. But if you're looking for something beyond the usual pill, it is time to meet Rougiet Golong. That's exactly where Rougiet Golong comes in. This isn't just another ED pill. It's a total game changer for your confidence. Golong combines the doctor-trusted medication in one dual-action formula so you can get hard and go the distance. The effects can last up to 36 hours. That's confidence all day, all night, and even into the next day. The process is simple. Connect with a board-certified doctor 100% online, and if prescribed, your treatment ships discreetly right to your door. Ready to level up your confidence in the bedroom? Head to Rougiet.com. Use promo code LOCKEDONMLB. You're going to receive 15% off on your first order. That's Rougiet.com, Rugiet.com. Promo code LOCKEDONMLB. Make sure to use our promo code LOCKEDONMLB so they know we sent you. Locked On Red Sox Postcast is also presented by FanDuel. Hey, we know NFL season is here. FanDuel is making sure you are ready for kickoff. Are you ready for kickoff? Well, if you are, then you might want to consider signing up with FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your first bet wins, you're going to receive $300 in bonus bets to use across the FanDuel app. You're going to love using FanDuel because it fits however you like to bet. Player props, building a same-game parlay, or even jumping in live as the action unfolds. It makes every game more exciting whether you're watching your team or just keeping an eye on your fantasy lineup. It is quick, it is easy, and the best way to add a little more energy to your Sundays. So are you ready to play? Download the FanDuel app now by using FanDuel.com to get started. Visit FanDuel.com. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet. If it wins, bingo, $300 in bonus bets to use across the FanDuel app. Tough one. Red Sox have a great record overall against AL East opponents this year, 32-20 against the Yankees, Blue Jays, Rays, and Orioles, but they do end up going 5-8 against Toronto. What does that mean going to the postseason? Very little, but I'm sharing a number of the night with you right there. Duran, again, his double in the seventh inning, first base hit, first base runner for the Red Sox on the night, short-lived stay at second base as he scores on an RBI double from Trevor Story. But Duran, with that double, breaking an 0 for 12 at the plate. He's got to be a key hitter for you in the lineup come next week at best 2 out of 3 wild card round. I think you get into the middle of next week before you hear any further update on Roman Anthony. Again, Alex Cora telling Roman Anthony when he went down with the oblique injury, my vision right now is for you to be in the lineup for Game 1 of the American League Championship Series. We'll see how that unfolds. Would you like the Yankees or would you like the Blue Jays in round 1? Because right now I do believe the Red Sox, they're not set there yet, but I think they're in the number 2. So you're looking up at the Blue Jays or the Yankees, depending on how the division unfolds as well. Daulton Varsho, grand slam against Justin Wilson, 5th grand slam allowed this season by Red Sox pitchers. And Red Sox pitchers giving up 5 or more runs for the 4th time in 7 games and for the 10th time in the month of September as well. That's a lot of runs, especially when they have not been scoring and reaching that magic number of their own 5 runs. To your comments we go as we hear from you, our Royal Rooters. Who is our leadoff hitter? George White sneaking in there. George is usually down in the lineup. George, welcome in. Oh, well, 2-3 wins and back home. Offense, a no-show versus a bullpen game. And that's disappointing. It really is. And by the way, I've already scrolled down in the comments. We're going to hear from Andrew the Goat in just a moment. Before that, we hear from CJS, who just delivers a wolf. There you go. Thanks for the chuckle. Andrew the Goat. I'm sorry if the Red Sox were a serious team that would be able to sweep the Blue Jays. One more from Andrew the Goat. Red Sox have a problem with sweeping teams. Yeah, they certainly do. And you don't have to sweep a playoff series. Best 2 out of 3, you just have to win 2. Best 3 out of 5, division round, have to win 3. You can win 3-1. You can win 3-2. Does that hurt you for later on down the road? It could. ALCS, World Series, we're getting way beyond ourselves right now. But it's that time of the year. The marathon that is the Major League Baseball season is just about over. Julio, it better not come down to that game on Sunday against Schoolville. It could. It very well could. He hasn't been a world beater of late. We'll see. Houston chances. Mike, Houston chances 0-3 in Anaheim, of 3 in Anaheim. Houston chances of 3 in Anaheim. I don't think they win all 3 against the Angels. They could. We could be talking about that on Sunday. Andrew the Goat, going to give you one more. It's so pathetic by the Red Sox. They failed to sweep another team this year. Yeah, 9 times. Jules, shut down by Midland Penn. Yeah, hopefully you're going to see that bullpen again next week. Or if you do, hopefully you have better results. Houston's not sweeping Anaheim. That from Mike. Thank you, Mike. Yes. Mike, yes. Setting the record straight there. I don't think they are either. Let's go back to George White, our leadoff hitter. Bello and Giolito, not good in September, 100%. Jules, I trust early over Bello and Gio. Yeah, it's kind of that way right now. And I think Kyle Harrison goes out there and pitches well on Friday night. You almost feel good about him too. You may very well piggyback. Those guys might be available real quick out of the bullpen. In a Game 2, a best-of-3 wild card round, if Bello or Giolito don't have it in a Game 2 or a Game 3 if that's necessary. Jules, I have no idea what that is. No gamble zone. There we go. Forget Roman. Yeah, I think for right now. Yeah. I mean, you're going to have to go deep into the playoffs to see Roman Anthony. Mike, either team, Yankees or Blue Jays, should be nervous. That in reference to my question, would you rather see the Blue Jays or the Yankees? Would you rather be in the Bronx or north of the border in Toronto for the best 2 out of 3 wild card round? George, Roman not coming back this year. Until they say that officially, I don't think I haven't seen anything. Last time he was walking on the treadmill, he still got a ways to go. That from Craig Breslow. So it's a ways to go. You hold out hope. And imagine if you could bring his back in the ALCS. You take that. You would absolutely take that. Mike, hit send accidentally on first reply. There you go. Ha, ha, ha. No problem. Wow, I get out through just about all the comments here. Hey, we're going to be on within minutes of the final out, Game 1 of the 3-game series against the Tigers. Just remember back to that Tigers series where they took all 3 from the Red Sox earlier this season. This isn't the same Tigers team. Their pitchers have taken knocks. You may not want it to be Crochet, Bello, and Giolito for a best 2 out of 3 in a wild card round, but the Tigers they've got Casey Mize, and he goes in the opener on Friday. But Mize, you can get to him. He's got 14 wins on the season. I don't know what his ERA is off the top of my head, but you can get to him. Behind Crochet, I'd rather take what's behind Crochet for the Red Sox right now than what the Tigers have behind Tarek Skubal. And Skubal would need to go on Sunday in the finale. And if he's going, Detroit, they're playing for their playoff lives. And I don't know that they get there. Red Sox would have a lot to say about that. So, again, I'm steadfast. I'm looking forward to seeing Harrison and Early over the next 2 games against a lineup that is not hitting the way it was for the first, really into July, I would say. Not 100% up on the Tigers, shame on me, but it's been a whole bunch of different things for them in the last couple of weeks. They end the losing streak with the victory against the Guardians. Now they've got 3 and they're playing for a lot. They're still playing for a division, but they need a lot to happen because the Guardians do have the tiebreaker. Red Sox are playing for one, either the number 2 seed or the number 3 seed for the wild card round in the American League. We're going to be on within minutes of the final out, Game 1 of the 3-game series. Hopefully the Red Sox, again, the magic number is just 1. They just need to win, and they can celebrate at Fenway on Friday night with a victory in the series opener against the Tigers. We'll be on with you with our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast within minutes of the final out. As always, we want to acknowledge you, tip our cap to our Royal Rooters. We do appreciate all of your help and helping us make this the number 1 place to hang out immediately after every single Red Sox game. Going to the postseason, the magic number is at 1. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. We're going to see you Friday. The marathon is almost over. The Red Sox magic number remains at 1, just like it was at the start of Thursday's action.